Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Aries reading. Today is the Spring Equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, and daylight saving times has already occurred. So many of you are feeling the gradual increase of light into our world as we are again finding our purpose after many months, many years of deep shadow work that we've been doing. Tomorrow is the new moon in Aries, so that is occurring at about 10:30ish on the West Coast. So let's get started with your overall energy for this time, Gemini, the Hierophant. You are learning lessons and you are sharing the learnings with others. You are glorying in the lifelong learning process. You are in communication with your teachers. You may be literally in an educational setting, or you may be in another setting where you are eagerly learning as much as you can learn and sharing that with others. You are also showing others how to progress their own learning quest. You may be a gatekeeper in an institution. You may literally be a teacher or an academic who is involved in supporting others on the path to gaining their own certification or education, degrees, diplomas, or you may be involved in training, self-training, an autodidact, somebody who has come to glory in the process of learning all that you can, reading the books that you feel are informing you about your life now, and really sharing those ideas with others. This is part of a process. You're surrounding yourself with others who recognize and value this in you and with whom you share this quest and hunger for knowledge. In the 10th house, we have the Strength card. This is in the house of your social identity. So in many ways, I do see you, particularly those of you who are teachers or academics, as undergoing a particularly challenging time where you are having to clarify your ideas or stand up for, defend your ideas. You are modeling the same behavior to your students, to your clients, to your teammates. You may be looking at finding new ways to train or improve this training or the educational process itself. You may be recognizing how much has changed in our social environment and the ways in which we need institutionally to respond so that others are getting the information that's literally going to help them in the world. But whatever it is, you are standing strong. You are undergoing difficult times, and you are really trying to keep yourself strong and supporting others by showing them how to stand true, stand fast for their beliefs and their ideas. And for those of you not involved in any kind of teaching or training opportunity, you are simply interrogating your own beliefs in a way that is helping you to make sense and discuss, negotiate, ponder on critical ideas that may seem isolated to some, but that are having a direct impact on every aspect of our daily lives. In the first house, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So far, all major arcana. So Gemini, you are undergoing big transformations, and here you have an opportunity to receive some kind of favor for your perseverance. There is some kind of success. You're being gifted with resources to, you're given a green light to work on, to develop something that is an outgrowth of this ability to stand strong, an opportunity to literally create a tool or a new way, a new resource for others that are engaged in a similar kind of learning that you're involved in, and conversely teaching, so that it is part of a spectrum that you're engaging and receiving resources, funding, money, support, new students, new assistants, ways in which you can build this new opportunity that is vibrating with the changes that are occurring in the world. Beautiful card of new opportunity, what we often call luck, and which in fact is nothing of the support. You've created these opportunities for yourself through your ability to support others forever, for a very long time. In the fourth house, we have the Four of Swords, and this is at root. This indicates that you are committed to this process of inquiry, to this learning. You have really searched your own soul, your own experience in applying the understanding, the alignment, the truth that you are perceiving at the underlying the challenges that you've experienced, and applying them to your life and at every step of the way. You are practiced in this commitment to democracy, to the Socratic method, to education, to learning, to opening up to new ideas in a way that is only cementing a spiritual, a cultural foundation for you. This is helping you to recognize not only the personal growth that you are experiencing, but it's allowing you to develop this platform, this foundation from which you and your colleagues, your community can continue to grow in the questing for more knowledge and information that is useful to the world. In the seventh house, we have the Lovers, and this is in the house of your relationships. So you are in some ways making a personal choice. This opportunity that comes to you, this favor that you may be experiencing, allows you to choose between a shorter term, more immediately gratifying path and a longer term growth opportunity. Because of your experience and your ability to weather the storms, to stand strong throughout difficult times, you have now improved your ability to discriminate and to recognize long-term benefit is what is speaking and resonating with your potential, your authentic desires. I'm going to clarify the Wheel of Fortune in the first house with Temperance in the second house, and the Seven of Swords in the third house. So many major arcana here that you have been constantly calibrating the desire to be strong, to weather the storm, to balance your internal and external resources, so that you have been using this opportunity that has required your determination, your strength, your courage, your bravery to speak for things that may be unpopular, that may not be fashionable. This has actually had a powerful rippling effect on your community. You've also recognized that those naysayers, those who are critical of your efforts, those that dismiss your efforts or refuse to recognize the growth that you represent, are in some ways a measure of your success, a measure of your power, a measure of the tremendous opportunities you have and the impact you're having on the world. Where this may have deterred you in the past, you are no longer deterred. You understand where this is coming from, where this negative criticism and sabotage comes from. You recognize that it is a reflection of those that deliver it, but you also are gleaning the information you need to glean from this, and you are picking your battles. You're using your energy and your ability to stay in the center of the wheel, the place that allows you to look and see the changes coming down the line, because you've been through this wheel so many times to get ahead of your enemies, to anticipate their blocks and their objections to whatever it is you're trying to do. So in that way, you recognize that you wouldn't be doing anything of note if it wasn't being noted, that their resistance is only a measure of your potential success. And in fact, the success you may already be having in creating the resistance that you're experiencing. This is where you are needing this rest and recuperation from this formidable battle that you have been waging at some level to stand in your truth. The favor that you may be experiencing is hotly contested, I'm quite sure. And you are instead really understanding that this is so because what you're doing needs to be done. Your voice needs to be raised, but this is exacting a powerful toll on you. And you need to retreat. You need to gather your strength. You need to self-heal and meditate on the progress that you've made so that you can get ready, prepare for the onslaught, the continuing onslaught of the resistance. The Four of Swords in the 4th house is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the 5th house and the Three of Swords in the 6th house. The patterns that you perceived in your own failures, disappointments, heartaches, in your attempting to mount the challenges, your ability to stand strong for so long has allowed you to understand that this is a part of a pattern of behaviors, some of which you now take responsibility for, some of which you may have felt yourself to be a victim of in the past. You now understand that your perception of the patterns is actually what's creating the opportunities. You're seeing a way through this. You're seeing something, a tool, a resource that you can build, a way, a dialogue that you can have with your students, your colleagues, your teammates, whoever you're engaged in this work with, so that you together can create something in joy, recognizing that the work you're doing has its own reward, even if the obstacles are formidable, that doing the work, creating the work together allows it to become a kind of play and creativity. And that together, as long as you are collaborating together with whoever, your clients and customers, your teammates, individuals or groups of individuals, you are healing this understanding you've gained. You are learning to apply this understanding to a variety of circumstances of the experiences of others that is allowing you to understand and make something meaningful that brings joy to your experience and helps you understand the deeper mission, the deeper abundance that you're creating in the world. The Lovers in the 7th house is clarified by the Tower in the 8th house and the Justice in the 9th house. A lot of major arcana so far. You are recognizing that this ability to choose a path moving forward to shape the direction that this opportunity is going to move. You are preparing for disruptive events that continue to disrupt the partnerships, the institution itself that you are working in or among on behalf of. These disruptions, you now feel that you are able to perceive the course correction that is necessary in order to implement more fair and equal distribution of resources so that more people are served, more people have access to the resources and tools that you engage in your work. This is, again, really you anticipating the kinds of resistance that you are experiencing, not being daunted by any challenge to your beliefs, your ideas, but instead quickly able to recognize the opportunity and reinforce this process that you are that underlies your work in being inclusive, being able to welcome in anyone willing to do the work, willing to address whatever imbalances you see that exist, and willing to apply and employ the resources that are available to them. You are part of making that more widely available to more people and engaging more people to work with you towards a more fair experience in whatever capacity you're working. The Strength card in the 9th house is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles in the 11th house and the Death card in the 12th house. Your focus on stabilizing and securing this safe, harmonious space, this productive space for all who are engaged. And this is really an area where you, Gemini, may be experiencing the impact of the full moon, the new moon, at this time. Really, it's your desire to nail down these resources you've been able to build in collective with others, really creating this safe space where others can maximize their productivity, where others can learn and grow and contribute to the collective in a way that builds a greater, more empowered, safer world. This is all a part of not only the tremendous transition that whatever business, group, institution that you are working on behalf is changing, but the ways in which you are experiencing a rebirth and these challenges that are being mounted that you're experiencing in doing your work, in receiving favor and a green light to continue to do this work is really a part of this new experience you're having. All of the work that you've done has accumulated in a way that is allowing you to let go and open up to an entirely new experience of your job, your institution, your family, whatever situation that you find yourself in, with a greater emphasis on securing, stabilizing, and creating safety and productivity for all. I hope you're enjoying this reading. If so, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all the love that I receive from all of you, and I have pulled success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, Namaste.